Good evening and welcome to Quincy Access Television of high school sports in Quincy. As you see the Quincy Presidents take the field at Veterans Stadium. I'm Jim Timmons here with Barry Welch for tonight's big showdown between Plymouth North and Quincy High School. Barry, welcome aboard for tonight's showdown, the Atlantic Coast League Championship on the line.
Pleasure to be here, Jimmy, and it's a pleasure to be at Veterans Stadium on a night like tonight where the outcome of the league championship will be decided on this field tonight.
Yeah, this is the biggest game at Quincy High School in a lot of years. First time they're playing for a championship since the old Greater Boston League days. And I'll tell you, as Pete Carroll was fond of saying, the boys are jacked and pumped. It's really quite an atmosphere here at Veterans Stadium, Barry, as the captains go out for the coin toss here at midfield. We have the officials mic'd, and we're going to go to the field so you can hear the coin toss, and then we'll be back with a little more pregame discussion.
Captain Banks. Niemke, Captain. Pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. The captains from Plymouth North. Captain Bussari, number 2. Captain Stafford, number 45. Captain Anderson, number 52. Captain Garbacheski, number 76. And Captain Pinto, number 78. Shake hands, gentlemen. 79, I'm sorry. Gentlemen, you're the captains of your teams. I understand this game is very important to both schools. So make sure that you control your team so we don't throw flags and move the game right along. My fellow official over here is umpire McCulloch, and I'm Mr. Newfield. Mr. Town is on the sideline, Mr. Williams on the other sideline, and Mr. McGann. The clock is official if you want to know the time. All right, we have a coin here, don't we, Mr. McCulloch? Okay. You're the visiting team. There is a head and there is a tail. All right? Tail and a head. You're going to call it in the air. If I drop it, we're going to redo it. All right? Nice and loud now. Tails he calls. Tails it is. You can defer, you can kick, receive, or defend a goal. You want to defer. Okay. North has won the toss and they have elected to defer. You want to receive. What goal do you want to defend? Put your backs to that goal. All right. Right here, gentlemen, right here, please. North
All right, Barry, as they're concluding here, you can see that Plymouth North has deferred after winning the coin toss. That put the choice in Quincy's hand. And Quincy, in my judgment at least, wisely decided to take the ball early on in the game. One of the dynamics here that we've observed in Quincy sports the last several years is the effect of the long bus rides. Plymouth North came up from, I don't know, exit 5 or 6, Barry. They've been on a yellow school bus for a while, and I'm sure Coach Bob Noble wants to take advantage early on if he can. Get the Quincy High boys out and hopefully take advantage of the long bus ride and the fact that the Plymouth North kids still got to stretch their legs a bit.
Well, Jim, I think also the decision tonight was made by the playing conditions which we will be under. We'll probably be talking about those. Hopefully they won't affect the game, but they're certainly going to affect the strategy tonight. Anyone who's been outside knows that we've had some 40-mile-an-hour gusts and sometimes 50, although it has died down a little. Looking at the flag, we can see that it's out straight, and we are going to have trouble with the wind, and now I guess our national anthem.
Yeah, we're going to pause for a moment while the Quincy High School Band plays our national anthem. Another sterling rendition of the national anthem by the high school band. They've been great all year, Barry.
That is the combined bands of Quincy and North
Yes,
Quincy
you're
High
correct.
now, and I know that has worked out well during this football season, and we're
Great experience
fortunate to
for
have
all
them
of them.
here.
Yeah. During the anthem, you could see a shot of the flag. Those of you who were up at the stadium at all during the course of the year, you know the flag is tucked away in the northeast corner of the field, and it has been buffeted and will continue to be throughout the game. It's blowing pretty much due south, but I don't know if that's due to the fact that where it's located, it picks up a full wind or not. Whether the wind's going to be swirling or not, we're not sure. I can say that being down on the field earlier, over here on the home side, it's a little bit protected, and on this side of the hash mark, there may be some ability to work the passing game. But when you're over on the far or the visiting side of the field where the Plymouth North boys are, the conditions are just horrible. Really tough stuff. So,
Jim, well, the kickoff could be really tough stuff, and we want to talk about J.J. Niemke, who last week had 462 all-purpose yards. He returned kicks back 3 times, 2 punts and a kickoff back for touchdowns, and was able to propel Quincy to a victory, which put them in the position to play for the league championship tonight. So here we go.
yeah, and Niemke is back there with Roger Palermo. Roger, no slouch himself, and here's the kick. It's to Palermo, as we thought it might be. Nope, Niemke's going to take it at the 5. Out across the 20, right up the middle, and he bangs heads and gets it out to just about the 30, where the Quincy High offense will start off. So nothing fancy there, Barry. Took it right up the middle. One thing that Plymouth North coach Bill Burkhead talked about was the fact that Quincy High is kind of a multiple offense, complicated, but some of that's going to be out the window tonight with the weather conditions. It's going to have to be simple bang-bang football, and we saw that on the kickoff as Niemke just put his head down and followed the wedge out to the 28. Josh Giordani coming out under center. He's got Niemke alone in the backfield. They've got 4 receivers here with Palermo, the slot man. Giordani calls signals. He's got a motion man. First play is a fake pitch. Giordani rolling to the right. Tries to deliver it out there on the right side. Didn't pick up a number. It looks like it's number 86, John Banks, one of the captains. And Banks could not hold on, Barry. And it's going to be 2nd and 10. So Bob Noble showing no hesitation at all to go to the pass, Barry. We predicted otherwise.
And
but
also rolling out Giordani. One thing when talking to Coach Noble, the center of the Plymouth North line is big. They're as big in high school football players as you're going to find. So I think that there's a consensus here. If they're going to get it done, it's get some of the Quincy backs and receivers out in the open field.
Yeah, out there, the left guard, Tom Pinto. He's enormous. Big kid, one of the captains for Plymouth North. Giordani, pitch to Niemke, trying to get outside. Gets strung out nicely, but cuts it up across the 34, maybe to the 35. Nice slashing run by Niemke to pick up about 7 there and bring up a 3rd and about 3. Nice blocking downfield too, Barry.
There was excellent blocking, and again, consistent with what we think they might do. They quick pitch, go to the right, try to get to the outside.
Yeah, they're running it right up the visiting side of the field there. We thought there'd be a little more coming left, but this is a right-handed offense. Giordani's a righty. We've seen Niemke go to the right a lot.
3rd and 2, Jim.
Yep, 3rd and 2. Giordani with 2 slot men, motion man Palermo. Just a quick hitter to Niemke over the left side. I'll tell you, they ran it right at Pinto, Barry, and it looks like they picked up the 1st down. Great job by the Quincy High offensive line, and we're going to be talking about them a lot tonight because job's going to be in their hands tonight to do the job. We got Mark Hutchins, Ed DeWitt, Scott Padgington, Steve Olson, and Dan Clark out there for Quincy High, and they're going to have their hands full against this big, tough Plymouth North line, Barry.
Well, ball's on the 39, Jim, 1st and 10. Quincy picks up the initial 1st down. Niemke has carried the ball twice there for 8, and then 3 for the for 11 yards total, and first down, Quincy.
They stick with a single back. Giordani's got the motion man, and he fakes the handoff to Niemke, rolls to his right. He's trying to float one down there, and this one's going to be picked off. Virtually a punt there on that one. That one was picked off by Ryan McLean for Plymouth North as Giordani, the air got under it, and the ball just floated, and that looked like a punt out there, Barry.
Well, I'm not certain that Giordani wasn't trying to throw that ball away. The receiver was well covered. The safety came over, and certainly in this high wind here, we talked about it. We can't get a shot of the flag, but it is just howling here at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, Ryan McLean, a junior defensive back, he came out and fielded that one, was tackled right away, but Plymouth North takes over on its own 40, 1st and 10. This is going to be our first look at the Plymouth North offense. They come with 3 backs, and off the right tackle, number 22 for Plymouth North, Shamel Shorter, a junior, tried the right side, picked up a couple, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 8 for Plymouth North. The president's rotating players here a lot, Barry. That's one thing we've seen here, that Quincy uses a lot of boys out there. They try to keep fresh legs at all times. Plymouth North, full house backfield again. They've got 3 back there. They split it up and go to a single back with 2 slot men. Motion man, number 22, takes the pitch, trying to get wide. He gets strung out nicely by the present defense, but he breaks free down the sideline and picks up a first down. Nice run by Shamel Shorter. He gets into President territory, Barry, with a nice, it looked like about a 14-yard gain there.
Well, Jim, he had the opportunity to be tackled in the backfield. He looks like he's going to be a handful today as he put on a second burst of speed and just outraced the very, very close pursuit of the Presidents.
Yeah, on the replay, excuse me, Barry, you see Shorter waiting for his blocks to set up. Now he turns it up. He gets outside, and he turns on the jets there and gets pushed out of bounds. But Plymouth North with a big first down in President territory. And on that one, Shorter got stuffed nicely in there to make the stop for Quincy. Big number 68, Scott Padgington. Nice stick by Padgington, holding Shorter to virtually no gain. It's going to be 2nd and 9 for Plymouth North. So Plymouth North, Barry, is sticking to the ground game thus far.
Sticking to the ground game and sticking to number 22. 3 plays, three different locations that he's carried the ball, but he's carried the ball all the time.
Yeah, they've got a big line, as you talked about earlier, and I'll tell you, they're working behind it. There's the quick hitter to number 44, the fullback, and he goes lumbering down. Matt Palvanchi brings it for Plymouth North inside the 25 down to about the 22 for another Plymouth North first down. 32, I should say, I beg your pardon. Plymouth North with a 1st and 10 from the Quincy 33. Another big play there, Barry.
Well, that's for sure. Second first down of the drive, Jim.
Both on 2 big runs. So the President's got to firm up here as we're at the 33. There's that roll again. They're trying to get Shamel Shorter, a little bit of a head start there, but he got stacked up again. This time it was number 72 for the Presidents, Ed DeWitt, the captain, making the stop. So thus far they've had pretty good success, Barry, on the inside runs, inside the tackles. But once these backs get outside, Plymouth North, they've both shown good speed there. They're fullback number 44, Palvanchi, and then Shamel Shorter. Hard to bring down once they get past the line.
Well, we have a 2nd and 10, and
back to pass. Here's the first pass from Plymouth North, and it's a beauty, well executed. They hit number 6, Alan Fernandez, right about the 25-yard line. A well-executed quick hitter, just a little turn in play. And that's going to bring up a big 3rd down here, Barry. It's 3rd and a long 4 from about the 26. And this is the first big play of the game here.
Here we go, Jim, and You're correct. Clearly, no one. It may be two down territory though, Jim,
Yeah.
with the wind blowing the way it is.
It's a good point. Greg Passari, the senior quarterback, and they try the left side, and it looks like they're going to have the first down. They're right at the marker, Barry.
Yeah, the
Yep.
referees
They've
are
got
wasting no time. They're closer than we are. First down. That's the third first down of the drive since the interception gave Plymouth North the ball.
Yeah, senior quarterback Greg Bersari for Plymouth North doing a nice job back there engineering this drive. Been very steady here down the field. How many plays have been, Barry?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays.
7 plays, 6 runs and 1 pass, but very well executed. This is a well-disciplined offense here for Plymouth North. The single back takes the handoff. It's 44, and he is a load. Pelvanchi. He spins and twists. He was hit pretty much right away, but he spun and twisted his way for, what are they going to give him, about 2 yards there. Tell you, they've been very successful on the first down stops. But
Well, the Quincy defender actually was in the backfield and just couldn't wrap up there. I think Quincy has the scheme down, and we'll see whether they can stop him.
here's another quick hitter to Pelvanchi. Tries to get outside, but he's brought down on a nice tackle over there by number 53 for the Presidents, Frank McMurrow. Wrapped him up and brings him down after about a 4-yard gain. One thing you'll note when you look at the President defense, Barry, Bob Noble and the defensive coaches have the Quincy linebackers back about 3 yards. They're trying to make those Plymouth North linemen work there. They're not right up in the slots. They're staying back, which is a good thing, and trying to shoot the gaps. Hopefully, over the course of time here, Plymouth North calling a timeout. Over the course of the game, that's going to be one of the factors here, the conditioning of those Plymouth North linemen. And Bob Noble keeping his linebackers back, trying to recognize the gaps here. The President defense looking good on first and second down. They got to stop the big play, Barry.
Well, another third down situation. Clearly, we're in 4-down territory here. It's 3rd and 4 with the ball on the 16, Jim. And I'm sure that Plymouth North has to be extremely happy with the way things are going for them so far.
Yeah, one thing Plymouth North does have, though, is they have a kicker, Scott Savastano. Here's the handoff. They're trying to get it outside again, and he does get outside. It's friend number 22 again, Mr. Shorter. And it looks like that's going to be another first down for Plymouth North. I was going to say, Barry, Plymouth North has a kicker, Scott Savastano. Coach Bill Burkhead said anything inside of 35 yards, they will go with. Let's hear what this call is. There's a flag down. They're talking to the Plymouth North side, though. It looks like it may be against the Presidents.
Okay. They have a mic. We do have
This side of your line was off.
Oh, we missed that. I think he's telling one of the coaches that there was an offside. I don't know. We missed that one, Barry. But in any event, Plymouth North is first and goal from just inside the 10. They've got a single back. It's number 44, Pelvanchi. Trying to go wide here and turning it up in. Great pursuit by the President defense there. Nice job on the pursuit by number 40 for the Presidents, Ian Jorgensen. A nice tackle after a pickup of about 1. It's going to be 2nd and 7. President's trying to bring in some personnel, trying to make a personnel change, but they bring him back. Niamke gets the defensive signal. And here comes Plymouth North with a 2nd and 7. We're down to 3 minutes here in the first quarter. A quick moving quarter, Barry. Single back for Plymouth North. They've got a motion man. It's the quick hitter.
Fumble.
Pelvanchi. Ball's on the ground. Who's going to cover it? Looks like Plymouth North covered it. Let's see what the signal from the official is. A nice strip there. Let's hope we can get the replay on this one.
Let's take a look as they're unpiling.
Yeah, it looks like it was covered by Pelvanchi's very slow to get up there. Holding his right quadricep there.
Well,
we'll see what happens on that.
There's the first big break of the ball game right there because that ball
Here
was
comes the replay, Barry. I'm
Good.
sorry. There's
Well,
the
we'll take a
handoff.
look.
Watch
It's
number 44.
clear
He
fumble.
gets stripped by number 20, Roger Palermo. Great play. Trying to cover it there for Quincy, number 72, Ed DeWitt. Couldn't quite get his hand on it.
Now we're up to the line, Jim, for the all-important 3rd and 6.
Calling signals. Looks like there was movement in the Plymouth North line. That could be a big penalty there. Let's see what the call is.
Procedure on the white. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
That's a big penalty, Barry. It brings them out to the 11 where it's going to be a 3rd and goal from the 11. We'll see what Plymouth North comes up with here. Basari, he's got a couple of targets out there, one of them being 6'6", Ryan McLean. McLean is the young man who had the interception, number 10. He's coming out to the right. Another guy that Basari likes to look to is Scott Savastano. But Basari's got 2 receivers left. He's got McLean to his right. It's the quiet side of the field. He's going to his left into the corner, a fade pattern, and it's broken up beautifully out there. Great defensive play. Was that Palermo?
86.
We're trying to get the number. It's number 86, John Banks. A great play by the captain, John Banks.
That was a great play, Jim. Perfectly timed. When the ball left the quarterback's hand, here's a nice replay of this. It looks like this may be completed, but
now watch
there he
Banks.
is.
Super stuff. Great job.
Well, we're going to find out about this kicker here.
Yep.
In a gale.
Savastano lining up. The ball's going to be put down at the 18, so it's going to be a 28-yarder for Savastano. Good snap. Ball's down. Here's the kick, and it is good. And that had some mileage on it. He had the wind to his back, Barry, but he kicked it right through. Nicely done by Plymouth North, but a nice stop by the Presidents. They have to consider that a victory, Barry. They got a little backed up there defensively, but they made the key stops when they had to. Plymouth North picked up a big penalty and had to settle for 3 after a nice drive there.
It was a 14-play drive after the interception, and Jimmy, we'd have to say that Quincy forced their break there on the hard hitting, which caused the fumble, which stopped the 3rd down play, and then sort of disorientated Plymouth, and they jumped offside on the next play. So I agree with you. I think at this particular juncture, Quincy would be satisfied to hold them to 3 points. Again, a 14-play drive with the wind at their backs, and we have 1:54 left in the first period, and Plymouth North has taken a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, so let's see what the Quincy High offense can do. They were moving the ball well on the ground. It was that one pass that got a little air under it and was picked off that stopped things, but I know J.J. Niemke felt comfortable out there, so let's see what happens. Here's a short kick. Going to be covered by one of the upmen, number 22 for the Presidents, looking for somewhere to go, and he's going to be brought down right at the 30. Jeff Ruggiero taking that kick and gets it out to just short of the 30, the 29, where the President offense will start.
Well, here's one of the things. Now, Quincy was on the field for only 4 plays on offense, and then taking over were Plymouth North, who stayed out there 14 plays. They had a procedure penalty for 15 plays if you want, but we need Quincy to control the football.
Yeah, we see Giordani with a single back, Niemke. He's got a slot man left. He's got a motion man. There's the handoff to Niemke, trying to get outside. Cuts it back up. Nice cut back by Niemke. Gets it out to about the 33. So about a 4-yard gain. Nice slashing run by Niemke, Barry.
Yes, it was. Nice blocking there by the offensive line. And I thought he had picked up a little more than that, Jim. They're only giving him 2. I not sure about that spot, but it is 2 yards. Keep the ball moving down the field.
I think the scoreboard may be wrong. It looks like they gave him, out in the field at least, they gave him the yardage. But Niemke is in the backfield again. They've gone with a lone backfield. They've got a bunch right. Giordani calling signals. He's got Palermo, the motion man. Niemke again, trying the right side, and he's going to get it out to about the 35 where he's stood up and stopped. So they're taking it right at Pinto. They're going to go right at the heart of this Plymouth North line, Barry.
Well, it looks like a pickup of 3 yards anyway, Jim. Let's see where he spots it. Would be a pickup of 3 tough yards. 3rd and 5, Jim. They need to convert here. I don't think anyone in this stadium wants to see them give the ball back to Plymouth.
Yeah, I was talking to Dean Jack Raymer today. He was telling me that there's been a lot of interest in J.J. Niamke. There were a couple of coaches at the school today talking to him. He's got the potential to go 1AA. He's got that type of talent, and he's showing it thus far early on. He's running inside the tackles and doing so with authority.
Big down here, Jimmy. You don't want to have to punt.
All right, Giordani calling signals. He's got the motion man again. He's going to go wide. There's the pitch to Niamke. He's got some room, and he takes it across the 40 up to about the 45. A well-designed play. Just a little rollout with Giordani pitching to Niamke, and he got it out to the 45 for a President first down. Nicely done. If you watch the replay here, you're going to see Giordani get outside the tackle nicely, and just before the hit comes, he holds the ball, makes that outside lineman commit, and then Niamke is off to the races. Nice job by Niamke to pick up a big Quincy High first down.
Well,
so it's 1st and 10 from the 44. Giordani pitches right, trying to get outside, and picking up about 3. Is that Niamke again? I'm having a little trouble with the number.
I believe so, Jim.
Yep. He's just. Yep, it's JJ. Yep. Nice job there. He picked up about 3. And we're going to run the clock down to the end of the quarter as you see the Presidents head to the sideline. A well-played, fast first quarter. And Plymouth North, first ones to draw blood here. Dynamics are going to change a little as they turn around. The wind, which has started to swirl a little bit, has been running pretty much north-south, though. And now the wind is going to be at the back of Josh Giordani. And we'll see with him preferring to go to his right, whether having the closed side of the field to his right and the wind to his back, whether we don't see the ball up in the air a little more this second quarter, Barry.
Well, we'll have to just see what the strategy is. If Niamke is working, maybe we'll just ride this horse for a while. It could vary on every play here, Jimmy. It's those kinds of gusts. Sometimes even when the ball leaves your hands, it's just not a passing night. And right now the Presidents are having success running the ball. It's 4 consecutive plays, so here we go. We're turning this around. You can tell it's cold out there. There's no wasted time, Jim.
Yep, they've got a bunch formation right. Castigliola goes in motion. There's the fake pitch, the give to Palermo, trying to get outside, cuts it back nicely.
First down.
Great move by Roger Palermo to turn it inside, and it's going to be another Quincy High first down. Super run by Roger Palermo to cross the 46 of Plymouth North, just about the 45, and they give him the first down. Great job. Tell you, one thing that Coach Burkhead talked about for Plymouth North was the multi-dimensional aspect of this Quincy offense. They've done some nice things out there thus far, Barry.
Yes, they have, and again, the offensive line is the key to this, and I also like the play calling. There's been great diversity in the calls. They've gone right, they've gone left, and they haven't been afraid to run up the middle to keep everybody honest here, Jim.
Oh, no, they've picked up some tough yards right up the middle. That run by Palermo, he turned it up and cut inside the tackle, so a nice job. Giordani calling signals. Niamke, he's caught in the backfield and is going to be taken down for the first loss on a run by Quincy here tonight. Niamke just got stuffed there and lost about 4. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 14. So that one got snuffed out, and JJ just could not get outside. The wind continues to howl out there. We'll have to get on at halftime and take a look what it's like, but I'm looking over at the sideline of some of these Plymouth North coaches in shorts, and I'm just wondering how long they're going to last here. Niamke, the motion man. They fake to him, double fake to Palermo. There's the quick pitch out to Niamke. So They tried a fake to Niemke, a fake to Palermo, and then Giordani missed Niemke in the slot there. They were trying to dump it off to him, and
Jimmy, I like that play. I
Yeah,
think they may
yeah.
come back to that. That play seemed to have the ability to pick up some yardage. Was not certainly executed the way that I'm sure that Coach Noble wanted it to be, but I think it caught Plymouth North off guard. So I think we may see that one again. The coaches will put that in their memory bank.
yeah, on a night like this, though, the ball gets cold and hard. It's tough to handle the ball, and that required a little dexterity.
Well,
And while
third
Mr.
and 14,
Giordani's
Jim.
up for that, it's tough conditions. So you're right. Looks like we're going to get a timeout here. I see Quincy High's Ian Jorgensen calling a timeout. He saw something he didn't like. Bob Noble talking to number 3, Steve Castiglione. There's a little confusion. I think they were out there with just 10 players.
Okay, you see Bill Reardon with the headsets on, the assistant coach at Quincy High out there, and he's now conferring with the Coach Noble. Probably not a bad idea to mention the rest of the coaches, Kevin Carney, Dan Morrill, Scotty Parr, and, Scotty Pfeiffer and Mark Nutley.
Okay, Giordani in the shotgun. Got a motion man, Palermo coming wide. Here's the fake in the slot. He's under a lot of pressure, trying to get out there. He sees over the middle a nice quick hitter to number 2, Justin Thorley. And Thorley gets up to about the 40. So nice job by Giordani, showing great athleticism. He was under pressure. He got outside. Watch the replay here, folks, as Giordani, you're going to see him quickly under pressure. He looks to his right with a fake, and now the pressure comes. He's going to get outside, and then he sees over the middle Thorley, who does a nice job of getting it out to about the 45. Quincy is going to be punting here, and a nice punt, an excellent punt down inside the 10, where it's touched at the 5. A great job by number, is that 86, John Banks, who punted that? That was super stuff.
It
Great
was number
punt,
86.
And it was covered by Niemke.
I think the Presidents were fortunate there that Plymouth did not have a rush on Jim. As the snap came back, and it was just momentarily mishandled by the punter. And Plymouth clearly did not have a rush. They were peeling back for a return, and Quincy was able to get off a superb punt. We now find the ball down on the 6-yard line. So here we go. Let's see if Quincy can stop.
Yeah, they need a big
Plymouth.
stop here. This would be great. This should be a field position game. We'll see if Quincy can't take advantage here of the good punt and the good field position by holding Plymouth North back. Here's the pitch right, trying to get outside, number 22. And he is stacked up nicely. You see Niemke getting up, and you see number 40 for the Presidents, Ian Jorgensen. So Jorgensen and Niemke, 2 seniors. Get outside, strung that out nicely, and it's going to be a 2nd and about 7. So they gave him about 3 on that.
7:58 left in the second period. We're at Veterans Memorial Stadium in a showdown for the Super Bowl.
Okay, under center is Basari calling signals. He's going to pitch it left, trying to get outside again, and he does this time. Nice spin move. I'll tell you, they come at you with that full house backfield and all those blockers. They're doing a nice job of, they've picked up, Barry. It's either a precedent stop or a 12 or 13-yard gain, it seems. You know, they've been very successful at picking up big chunks of yardage here against this President defense.
Well, that's another 10-yard run, Jim. You're right about that. Find the ball now on the 19.
Yeah.
And a first down.
Tell you, they're trying that right side, but a nice job by number 72 for the Presidents. Ed DeWitt is stepping up there. Plymouth North is nothing subtle here, nothing fancy. They come at you with that power eye, the 3 backs, and they just bang away. So now he's got the single back. with a slot man, calling signals, gives it to the back. It's big number 44 and a great tackle in there. Getting in there with a super tackle, number 40, Ian Jorgensen again. Having a great game here thus far. We haven't called his name on the offensive side, but he's doing a super job on the defensive side of the field.
Jimmy Isk is a very, very big play for the Presidents here. This is the first legitimate third down. The other third down situations were in two-down territory. So we have a 3rd and 3 here. It's very important, I think, to get the ball back.
Yeah, you're right, Barry. It'd be great if they could come up with a stop here. They've got Plymouth North inside the 30 into a heavy wind. So let's see if they can come up with a stop. They give it to the deep back, and it's stuffed nicely by the President defense. A big stop there, and that's going to force Plymouth North to punt into this gusting wind. So you called that one, Barry. You're right. That's a big stop here. If you watch the replay, they give it to the back, number 30, and he gets kicked out by number 56 for the Presidents, who made a super job. Super stop, Pat Stroud. Great play. And here comes the punt. It's a booming punt, despite the conditions. Taken by Niemke up the left side, and he is promptly driven out of bounds at just about the 50. So a nice punt into a tough wind, Barry, but Niemke fielded it and got it out to about the 50.
Well, unlike the 14-play drive that Plymouth took the first time they got the ball, that was a 6-play drive ending in a punt, and now the Presidents are back on the field with 5:17 left to go in the second period.
Yeah, nice stop by the President defense. There's, as you said, 5:17 to go. This is a possession where they've got the wind at their back. They've got a shot to do something here in this first half. This is going to be it. So let's see what Josh Giordani can do. He's got the single back and the bunch formation to his right. Give his to Niemke, and he gets stopped right away by number 76 for Plymouth North, Rory Gabaski. Rory got in and made a nice stop there. He shed his block and stopped Niemke cold just as he took the handoff. The officials are consulting here, but there's nothing afoot. So that's another loss of about 3 there, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 13 from just inside the 45. We'll call it the 44. You see Giordani heading back to the huddle there. He comes over to the sideline after each play, Barry, gets the call, and then returns to the huddle. So
that's a conditioning program in itself.
You got it right. He sends Palermo in motion to the left, takes the snap, gets it outside to Palermo, breaks free down the sideline. A great move by Palermo, and he gets it inside the 30. Great little juke by Palermo at about the 40. He got it inside the 30. The first big play for the Presidents, Barry.
I'm not sure if we have that on replay, but I will tell you, the catch was superb. The move after the catch was even better. Here comes our
watch number 20 there. Yep.
Replay.
Catches it in the slot, and look at that. He juggles it. You're right. A great catch. Look at that move there, and down the sideline he goes.
The ball's on the 28.
Palermo and Banks to the right. Giordani.
Quarterback sneak.
Yeah. I don't know if he dropped it or that was a fake, but he went right up the middle. He might have seen something in the line, and he picked up about 4. The Presidents are down inside the 25 at about the 24, second and about 6. Barry, one of the issues when you play with a guy like Niemke is a player like Roger Palermo is very athletic and very capable of what we just saw out there. Sometimes you're under the shadow of the star, and that's one thing that Bob Noble's talked about. He tries to use all his tools out there, and certainly the big play thus far in this half is that play by Palermo.
2nd and 6.
There's another fumble there.
No one seems to be signaling. He must have got right back down.
I'll tell you, that ball out there, it can become a problem. It gets cold, it gets hard, and looks like Giordani having a little trouble handling it, and it's going to be a 3rd down and 6. We're coming up on 3 minutes to go in the half. So one other factor here, Barry, is the Presidents are using the clock.
Well, again, this
Very
is two-down
effectively.
territory. I don't know that Quincy has a kicker that's quite as good as that Plymouth kicker. This would be a long kick. I think we're looking at 2 downs here, Jim.
Calling signals, Giordani. He's looking to his right. Hits the slot man and just a little low. Unable to handle it was John Banks. That ball came in just a little low and behind him. So it's going to be 4th down. And you're right, Barry. They're going to be going for it. It's 4th and 6.
Timeout.
Looks like Coach Noble's going to call a timeout and think this one over. So you were correct about that one. It's a tough decision down here. I think merely what play to go with, not whether to run or kick. I think he's definitely going to, there's no question he'd go for it, but do you throw the ball or do you run, given the conditions?
He did have his receiver open there, and it might influence the thinking of the offensive coordinator because the receiver did look as though he could pick up the 6 yards, Jim. Had the ball arrived there cleanly.
Yeah, it's just very tough conditions. Giordani's had trouble handling a couple of snaps, and you know, when he tries to throw long, the ball soars on him. These short, quick ones, he's been just, those are timing plays, and if you're behind the player a little bit or whatever, it makes it hard to do. But we'll see what happens here. He's got Palermo, Niemke, and number 19, Giordani is going to be in the shotgun with Niemke next to him, Palermo in the slot. Calling signals. He's got a motion man. Takes a snap. Looked over the middle to Niemke, but missed him. And Plymouth North is going to take over on downs here, just inside their 25, where it'll be 1st and 10.
Well, 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Quincy was able to pick up 1 first down, then run the 3 plays. So, 4 plays, obviously, taking the chance on 4th down. So at least it kept the ball away from Plymouth. We still have only a score here of 3-0. 2:39 left in the 2nd period.
Trying to get outside, number 22. And he does. He breaks a tackle over there near the 40. Gets out of bounds, stops the clock. Nice big pickup there of about 16 yards. And he stopped the clock. So that's a best case scenario for Plymouth North right there.
I'll tell you, he keeps his feet moving. I mean,
Here's the replay.
And,
they hit number 22, shorter. He gets outside, little juke there, going down the sideline. He stiff-armed number 3 for the President, Steve Castigliolo, who hung in there and drove him out of bounds. So Plymouth North, with 2:30 to go, is at their own 40. We've got the full house backfield that they split to a single back. Basari's got a motion man, and the pitch is to the motion man, trying the left side. Looks like he's going to get outside, but a nice job by Palermo and Jorgensen of taking him down, and a flag flies at the end of the play there. From where that happened, it looks like it might be a face mask. We'll see. Face mask or a clip. We'll see what happens. And slow to get up, number 22, shorter. He's down on one knee. Let's hear what the official has to say. It is a face mask, and it's against Quincy. So that's
Number
a tough
40
one.
blue, 5-yard face mask.
Okay, it's an inadvertent face
and it'll
mask.
be 2nd down.
5-yarder.
Still be 2nd down. 2nd or no? Still 1st down. 1st down. 1st down. 1st down.
All right, it's going to be a 1st down, and
Well, I'm confused, Jim. Why would that be 1st down?
well, I don't know either. They're giving him the play over, it appears. It was at the end of the play.
But they gave him the yardage and
Correct.
the penalty, and now
Yeah.
it's still 1st down. Wasn't enough for the first. It's 1st and 4, but here we go.
fumble, and it's covered
Quincy
by
High.
number 50 for the Presidents. There's a big play. Great job by Mark Hutchins of reacting quickly to the ball and falling right on it. Let's see who got the strip there. We want to see that replay. Great job by Mark Hutchins of reacting to the ball and falling on it. There's a big stop. Let's see if we can get that replay and see who got the strip. You see Giordani quickly out to the huddle. There's 2:12 left, and the Presidents do have time to do something. Here comes the replay, but we're going to, well, we'll come back to that and see if we can see who got the strip. Giordani's under center. Palermo in motion. There's the handoff to Niemke inside. He tries the left side and gets stood up just outside the left tackle after a pickup of about 3. So it's going to be 2nd and about 8 from about the 47 of Quincy. Clock's running. We're inside of 150. You see Giordani coming back in the huddle. We missed who got the strip there, which is unfortunate, but I will give Hutchins great credit there. Mark Hutchins, a junior, did a great job of reacting to that ball and getting it covered in tough conditions.
Clock running 1:35, Jim.
Yep, Giordani to the left, trying to hit the slot man, but a nice job by number 81 for Plymouth North of getting up. We don't see him in the program here, but a nice job. He reacted well to the ball, knocked it down, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7. Interestingly, Barry, the 1:30 left. Still, there's some time left on this clock. We'd like to see the Presidents do something here. It's 3rd and 7. They're at their own 47. We don't want to see Plymouth North with the ball again here before halftime. Giordani calling signals. Got the lone back, Niemke. Hits the slot man, and it's complete to number 3 for the Presidents. A great job by Steve Castigliola, and he gets the ball inside the 30 and calls a timeout immediately. A super job by, if you watch this replay, watch the execution here. Giordani back, 3-step drop, quickly hits Castigliola in the slot, and off he goes, where he's brought down at the 30. I thought they called timeout, but they did not. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 30. Pitch to Niemke, trying to get wide, and he does. He's going to get out of bounds and no, he did not get out of bounds and stop the clock.
1 minute.
Yep,
Well,
the Presidents
Quincy
called
the
timeout.
1:04, Jim.
1:04 left. But Barry, we're at the 30. We're in the comfort zone here at least, assuming no mistakes. The Presidents have got the ball inside the Plymouth North 30. They've got possession, 2nd and 7. We're coming down to under a minute, so all things considered, this has been a very well-played first half thus far. It'd be great to see the President do something with his final possession.
Well, it's certainly the ball game we thought that it would be. This is a well-played ball game by 2 fine football teams playing for their league title and for the right to go to the Super Bowl tournament. And those folks that are out here, and there are an awful lot of them. It has a great traditional feel here at Veterans Memorial Stadium as everybody's huddled up, standing up, they're covered in blankets, and Quincy's a great sports town, and I know that people have responded all week to the possibility of this game being here.
Yeah, you're right, Barry. There's Giordani under center with the motion man. Soul back is Niemke. There's the pitch to Niemke. He can get outside. He's got room, and he does. Down inside the 20, the 15. He spins to about the 12. There's that little rollout, and Giordani gets the defensive end to commit, and the pitch to Niemke had plenty of room there, Barry. Great play, great pickup. Watch the replay here. Giordani holds it until there's the commitment, and there's the pitch, and he's got room. And watch Niemke turn on the Jets. He gets down inside the 20-15. Nice spin to the 12. So the Presidents with the clock running. You're right, Barry. We're under 45 seconds. Here's the pitch right. Niemke gets stacked up on a nice tackle by big number 52.
Timeout.
Mike Anderson with a big play there, bringing down Niemke at about the 19. So that was a nice stop there by Plymouth North. It's going to be 2nd and about 17 there. And I'll tell you, that was a big stop, Barry. Big stop. We got 37 seconds on the clock. They got time for about 3 or 4 plays here.
On the previous play that worked so well, Jim, I want to point out the fine play of the interior line, who absolutely sealed off the big tackles and prevented them from getting anywhere near the quarterback. Then he was capable of making the pitch, and that's what made that play work.
Well, we're over on the hash mark again, Barry, so we may see it again. Although this time Giordani is in the shotgun. Palermo in motion. Giordani back, fakes to the right, right over the middle, but another big stop there. They were trying a little tight end screen. They got the ball to Ian Jorgensen, and they had the blockers set up. But a super tackle by number 29 for Plymouth North, who came in and stuffed that play.
Well, Jim, we with 3rd and 16, there's 24.7 tenths of a second left on the clock. I believe this is Quincy's last time out. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so we're going to. It could play into the strategy here. They may want to take 2 shots at it. Certainly 3rd and 13. They can get a first down, but more importantly, I'm sure they'd like to get into the end zone.
Yeah, I think the official just signaled that they're out of timeouts. You're correct, Barry. So we're at the 15-yard line, and we'll have to see. We'll see what we can do here. 3rd and 13. There's about 25 seconds left. We'll have to see, Barry. Going to be interesting. So Giordani under center. He's got a bunch formation to his right. Niemke alone in the backfield. Giordani looks to his right now over the middle. He was looking for Castigliola, who was not quite there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. What are they doing here? They're bringing in a kicker. They're going to try for it, Barry. It looks like Steve Castigliola is going to take a shot at this. It's going to be, he's going to set up at about the 24, so it's going to be an attempt at a 34-yard field goal. Suppose you don't lose too much here if he misses, but let's see what he does. Giordani's going to hold. Good snap, handled by, nope. That was actually not a good snap. I spoke a little prematurely, but a nice job of handling it by Giordani. He tried to set it up, but Castigliola never had a shot there.
Well, with 16 seconds left, clearly, I think, again, we never expected this to be a high-scoring ball game, Jim. I think Quincy is happy after that fumble. They had the ball for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plays, a little more than 2 minutes, and they kept the ball from Plymouth North, who, as we have known, has gone on a 14, 15-play drive, then held the ball again for another 9 plays. So they're content to take this 3-0 lead in at half, Jim.
I'll tell you, there's a real sign of respect there for the Quincy President defense and the team, actually. I mean, Plymouth North, no question, they didn't try anything. They could have tried something, Hail Mary or a pitch play, but they show great respect for this Quincy President defense. Took the knee, and they're going to take the lead to the locker room, Plymouth North is. So I'll tell you, as you said, Barry, it was a very well-played first half. 2 penalties, 1 on each side. The one to Plymouth North was a big penalty, however, as it took them out of a 3rd and 3 and brought them back outside the 10. So that was a big penalty. The President penalty was an inadvertent face mask. It didn't really hurt them. So what we'll do, Barry, you see Barry Welch here working on his stats and me prattling away here. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a break for the half, and we'll come back for second half coverage shortly. But after a well-played first half on a cold and windy evening at Veterans Stadium, we're sitting here with Plymouth North leading Quincy 3-0. Thank you. Welcome back to second half coverage. We're going to turn it over to Barry Welch, who's got athletic director Eddie Miller with him.
Ed, we've had an exciting first half of football here. And I know it's been an exciting week at Quincy High. And as athletic director, your thoughts on the week and the first half of play?
First half of play was outstanding. Two good football teams. They can't get J.J. loose. A couple of times they did, and he almost broke one, and I'm sure they're going to be looking to do that in the second half. As far as the week went, Barry, tremendous excitement in the high school, as you could well guess. It's nice to see those Super Bowl papers come across my desk. It's been a few years since I've seen them, and the excitement for the people in the city of Quincy is fabulous. They're really looking forward to possibly a playoff system and playing Tuesday and then maybe in the Super Bowl.
Well, that's it, and clearly our focus is on the attention here tonight. You also had two great sports teams in the city. I know you do both high schools, and last Saturday night you had two of the best volleyball teams in the Commonwealth play each other, and you happen to be the athletic director for both.
No lose situation for me, Barry, but it was outstanding the way that both volleyball teams represented the city of Quincy in the Central Finals. Outstanding play by both teams, and it was fabulous. It was just a great statement for volleyball in our city, and both coaches and teams and players in high schools will be congratulated. But again, the focus is here today, and we're rooting real hard for the Presidents.
That we are, and Jimmy, if you're ready, we'll get ready, and we're ready for second half action at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where Plymouth North leads 3-0 over Quincy High in a game which will decide who goes to the Super Bowl in this division.
Well, good job, Barry. Thanks a lot. Thank you to Ed Miller, the athletic director. He's done a nice job here as they discuss. There's a lot of successful teams out there wearing either blue and white or red and black, and it's a wonderful thing here in the city. Tonight, as Ed Miller said, the focus is on the Presidents. The blue and white here are going to be going from our right to our left, south to north, and they've got a big second half here as they kick off to Plymouth North. It's kind of a squib kick fielded down at the 30, and the player from Plymouth North, number 42, Shane Pykor, took a knee, and Plymouth North's offense is going to take over at the 30-yard line for this big second half of football, Barry. We're at 3-0 here at Veterans Stadium. Plymouth North leading, but the Quincy Presidents looking to come out of the locker room and take over this game here. I overheard the Plymouth North radio crew, which is in the booth with us, talking about what type of success Plymouth North had in the second half this year. They're a big second half team. They come out of the locker room fired up. And let's see what happens here, if the Presidents can be ready for that. The first play is a try up the right side by John Briard for Plymouth North, trying to get wide, and he picks up about 4. And it'll be a 2nd and 6 for the Presidents. Barry, briefly, by the way of statistics, J.J. Niemke ran the ball 12 times in that first half. He picked up a net of 36 yards. He actually had 49, but a total of 13 yards in losses. Back goes Plymouth North under pressure. Good pursuit by the President defense, but he completes it at the 40. A great job by Greg Basari of holding, and at the very last minute, just before he got popped by Ian Jorgensen, he floated one out complete, and Plymouth North picks up a first down at about the 42-yard line. So a nice job there by the senior, Greg Basari.
Well, I'm not certain the officials are talking this over. I'm not sure where that receiver came from. I was just about to comment on the fact that he hit himself amongst the Quincy High Presidents on the sideline there. I thought the quarterback was throwing the ball away, very honestly, Jim.
Yep, that's
now
what
there
it looked
seems
like
to
to
be
me.
a fairly heated discussion amongst the coaches who certainly can see the play as to whether that receiver was out of bounds. I would guess that we don't have a replay on it, but it's not often that Bob Noble reacts the way that he is reacting right now. He was,
There
he
you
was
see
pretty
the huddle.
vociferous.
Bob Noble with the officials. Sorry to interrupt, Barry, but let's hear what the official has to say.
Personal foul against the Blue, 15 yards.
Well, maybe that's what the question was.
Yep.
Maybe the dispute was over the fact that a personal foul has been called. It looks like on the hit, they may have said that the Plymouth North receiver was already out of bounds at the time of the hit, but it's a tough call, and the Presidents are backed up early here. They're at their 42 now. Plymouth North, Greg Bassari with one back in the backfield, number 44, Palvanchi. Bassari calling signals. He's got the motion man, and it's a pitch to the motion man, number 30, trying to get outside again, and he gets sacked up nicely by the President defense. That was Briard again. Barry, we have not seen Shamel Shorter. He got up very slowly a couple of times there in the first half. You're going to see the replay here. There's the pitch. You see Shorter out wide in the slot. He has not been in the backfield, and I see him in the backfield there going back to the huddle limping. But there's Briard about to get popped. Nice job by the Quincy President defense of stringing it out, and a tackle made by Mark Hutchins. But Shorter has not been in the action yet, and we'll see what happens with that. Back to pass, Bassari. He's floating one up. It's a timing play, and another tremendous defensive play by the captain, John Banks. That was a nice timing play run by Plymouth North, but Banks saw it all the way, hung tough, and knocked it down at the end. A great defensive play by a fired-up John Banks. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 12 as the President defense coming out tough here out of the locker room, Barry. This could be a big stop here for the Presidents.
Well, it's a crucial first series in the second half, and let's see what happens.
So misdirection of Briard. He gets hit, breaks free, still got it. And he's going to be brought down, it looks like just short.
You can hear
the
the
first
stomp from the coach on the roof, Jimmy, from here, as Quincy clearly had the back wrapped in the backfield for no gain. Let's watch the replay.
There's
And
the
he
replay.
stepped out of it, and then, as happens in this case, goes for some 13 yards, and now it's still a 4th down and 1.
Fourth and
big
one.
play.
Big play, you're right, Barry. This will be a big stop. There's Shorter. He spins off the tackles, and finally holding on to make the tackle there was Palermo, but nice run by Shamel Shorter. Just when we count him out, watch this run here. He's going to go off the right side. He gets hit. He spins out of the hit. Look at that spin there. And now in to make the tackle, Palermo. Nice run by Shamel Shorter to pick up a big Plymouth North first down. They're at the President 25, Barry.
Well, they've picked up 2 first downs. When they
Briard
appeared to be
takes the
stopped.
handoff. Sorry, Barry, excuse me. But Briard, the second man, took the handoff for virtually no gain. Well, big plays have been the story of this game thus far, Barry. The President defense has done a nice job, but they've been hurt by 8 and 10 and 12-yard gains. Plymouth North really hasn't mustered sustained drives, but for the fact that they've had some on their first big drive in the first half, and then this drive here, it's been the big runs that have done it. And here's another one down to just about the 15. Inside the 15. It's going to be another first down. So there's another big run by Palvanchi, Barry.
That is a big run by the fullback, directly up the middle. We have a 1st and 10, and Plymouth has it untracked right here with the ball on the 13-yard line. 1st and 10, 7:24 to go in the second half.
Is Shorter bouncing off tackles. He gets it down inside the 10 to just about the 5, where it's going to be a 2nd and about 4. They can pick up a first down here, Barry, without going in. They get it inside the 2, they've got a first down. So Plymouth North coming out of the locker room doing exactly what they wanted to do here. They've got a nice sustained drive. We're under 7 minutes here, so this has been a 4-minute plus drive. And Plymouth North knocking on the door. There's the quick hitter to Pelvanchi. And he gets stacked right up.
That's a case of where the defensive line is in the backfield. This time they made the tackle at the point of attack, and we find ourselves with a big 3rd and 5 here. As we know from the first half, they have a kicker with a 3-point lead. I'm unsure of what they'll do, so I hesitate to say it's 2-down territory, but a big 3rd and 5 in the initial stages of the second half.
Here's the pitch. It's shorter again. And a great stick there. Super tackle by number 50, Mark Hutchins. Great play by Hutchins to bring down Shorter just before he could turn it up inside the tackle there. And this is going to be a 3rd and 6. And it looks like, a 4th and 6. I thought I saw a tee get tossed out onto the field. Bersari is still with his coaches. Nope, they're going to go for it here, Barry.
I'm not sure.
They're going to go for it.
They're clearly talking about it, Jim. And
we're going to get a timeout here.
This will be an interesting. Well, the clock is stopped. So obviously, and I apologize. I guess we missed the signal there. Nope. Here comes the kicker. I believe. Looks like he. Well, we're just going to wait here, Jim, I think.
Yeah, it's a little unclear. I'm with you, Barry. I'm not sure why the clock stopped. I did not see a timeout signal, but we may have missed it. But it looks like
they're going for it, Jim.
Yep.
This is a big play for the Presidents.
You're right, Barry. Matt Pelvanchi, the lone back. It's a
flag on the play.
Incomplete pass into the end zone. Let's see what the flag is. It looks like it's against Plymouth North.
The question is, will the down count? Is that before the snap?
Dead ball, false start.
Well, there's a case where the penalty does not work in Quincy's favor.
You're correct.
It's
They're
a
going
dead
to get a
ball.
second try.
Clearly, the pass was, the play was ill-fated from the beginning. Could probably say the chicken comes first before the egg, but that perhaps it was the offside that caused the play to fail. But the play was ill-fated. Looked like the Quincy had come up with a big stop. Now it's 4th and 10, Jim.
Oh, Barry, I didn't know what you were talking about with chicken and eggs, but now I understand what you mean. You're right. Maybe the play broke down because of it, but that offside was costly for Plymouth North. Let's see what they do here. They're going to the air again. Bersari looking to his left. This one is complete, and it looks like he's going to go in. He's in. I don't see any flags there. Nicely designed play, a misdirection play. They threw it back against the grain to Briard, and he went right down the sideline, it looks like, for a Plymouth North touchdown. A well-designed play, Barry.
Well, it's very, very well. They clearly rolled the quarterback to the right. He looked. He very slowly came out. He allowed time for that play to develop, and then completed, which is a very difficult long pass back across the field, and was able to not only pick up the first down but pick up the touchdown. And now the try for a point.
Good clean snap, and the point after looks good. It's over into the T yard there, right over the fence. Nicely done by Plymouth North. So I'll tell you, one thing we don't like to see, I saw Roger Palermo come limping off the field. DJ Andrews is coming off a little slowly, so a little beaten up here too, the Quincy Presidents. But they're going to have to bounce back, Barry. That was a nicely designed play there at the end, and a nice long drive. They took just about 5 minutes off the clock. So Plymouth North does exactly what their coaching staff would like to see them do coming out of the locker room. They took time off the clock. They got the ball in for 6, point after, and they stretched their lead out to 10-0. Now we got to see what the Presidents are made of here. We got to see them bounce back.
12th play drive, Jim, with interestingly enough, they had 3 first downs. But clearly Quincy had a chance to stop them on a 4th and 10. And
Well, we've seen them before, Barry, when they've been tested. This is a very resilient squad. A lot of tough kids, a lot of senior leadership. So let's see what the Presidents do as they get the ball. The kickoff is a squib kick taken by big number 56 for the Presidents. And he gets it out to just about the 40. A nice job by Pat Stroud, who shows up in the program as a lineman. But when Patrick got his hands on that ball, he was going with it. So here's one for the family memoirs there, as Patrick got the ball out to just past the 40. A nice job, or just short of the 40, I should say, where the President offense takes over 1st and 10. Josh Giordani with Niamke alone in the backfield, calling signals. They give to Niamke. Cuts it up the middle, and there he goes. Nice run by Niamke. Super job. He went over the left guard and rambled across the 50, just about to the 45. Beautiful run by Niamke. Picks up about 15. Watch this replay. He's going to follow number 72, and a nice job of blocking by 72 and 68 for the Presidents, slashing down the field. Niamke following Ed DeWitt and Scott Pagington. A great job of running inside the tackles, and J.J. Niamke with a big 15-yard gain.
Well, that's the first offensive play of the Presidents since the half, and they waited a long time to run it. But if those are the adjustments they made at the halftime, Jimmy, and hopefully we'll see more scoring from them.
Yeah, a little confusion there. Josh Giordani ended up using a timeout. I'm sure that Coach Noble's not happy about that, but better to do that than make a mistake here. They're inside the 50 at the 45, 1st and 10. We're just under 5 minutes here in the third quarter. This is a big drive for the Presidents. They want to come right back and deliver a message to Plymouth North. Giordani waiting for the set. He gets the signal, and now he's under center. He's got Niamke in the backfield with him. Here's the roll. Here's the pressure, and no pitch this time. One of the adjustments it looks like was made here, Plymouth North, they brought their back up that time, their defensive back. He was outside. There was no pitch there by Giordani. They did a nice job of stringing it out, and there was really nothing there. I think that's why Josh held the ball. He's looking downfield there, and he saw there was nothing there for Niamke. So nice job by Plymouth North of defending that little rollout there, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 13. This time they've got Palermo in the backfield with Niamke. Calling signals. Here's the fake to Palermo. They get it outside to Niamke. He's trying to get outside, and he does. He gets down to about the 43, 44.
Looks like he's back to the original line of scrimmage, and that would be about right, Jim.
I'll tell you, Barry, there's just absolutely nothing there, and he still picks up 3 or 4 yards. Niamke, a slashing runner. He does a great job out there. It's 3rd and 9. They're just inside the 45. Big 3rd down play here, Barry.
Clearly 3:22, Jim. The clock is running, obviously. And, see what the Presidents come up with here. They had success early running right up the middle. Let's see whether they have that's the shotgun formation. So
yeah, they split Jorgensen to the left here. They've got a motion man, Palermo, coming left. Giordani looking left. He's looking at Jorgensen, and he's got him open. Nice play. Jorgensen will knock it out. He's inside the 20 to the 15. A great job by Ian Jorgensen. He slashed over the middle. Giordani hit him, and Jorgensen rumbled down inside the 15. Watch this play. Simple design. You're going to see Jorgensen come into the screen from your right. He just comes over the middle. Giordani hits him, and watch him go. Good stuff by Ian Jorgensen. Rumbling down to about the 15, and the Presidents with a big 1st down at the Plymouth North 18.
Very poised, Giordani there. Stayed in the pocket, delivered the perfect strike.
Palermo in motion again. There's Niamke. I'll tell you something. I don't know what he just did there. He was stopped in the backfield. He went back, he went right, great lateral movement, and he still picked up about 5. I mean, he was stopped in the backfield, Barry, when he got that handoff. And he showed tremendous lateral movement to pick up 5 yards when there was really nothing there. Super job. Great individual effort by J.J. Niemke. It's going to be 2nd and 5 from the 11. Got Niemke alone in the backfield again, Barry.
Point out the obvious, Jim. They can get a first down.
Giordani gives to Niemke, the left side. Great block, and Niemke is down to the 1.
They fumble.
It's like a fumble.
They can sell the Plymouth North people seem to think
Let's
so.
see what happens.
President's a signal, and they're all right that he was down, and we'll let the referee make the call.
Yeah, Justin Thorley saying is down on the field.
We still
what
have no
happens here.
call yet. But Quincy is in the huddle. So,
Yep, they just signaled it's Quincy ball. It's 1st and goal from the 1.
whoa, there's the signal there. And we got the replay, Jim.
You're going to see Niemke go over the left side. Look at that that blocking rather by the offensive line. They sealed off that hole. Niemke got down. Yep, he clearly fumbled when his knee was down. Giordani on the keeper. We don't see a signal yet.
Quite a pile up there, Jim.
Yep.
When,
Giordani saw a little seam there. He tried to take it and did not get in, but it's down at about the 1 foot line now. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
President's on the move.
Well, this is great stuff here by Quincy High School. They're showing their resilience, their toughness. They come right back. They're on the doorstep here of what would be a big touchdown here.
And 52 seconds left in the period. The clock is running.
They've got Niemke in the backfield alone, Palermo in the slot. Palermo in motion to the left. Giordani again.
Touchdown!
Spins and he's in. A great job. He followed number 63 into the end zone, Dan Clark. And the offensive line of the Presidents was the story on that drive. Watch this replay here as Giordani takes the snap and just follows number 63 for the Presidents and spins in. Nice individual effort there, you see, but we don't talk about them enough. This line of the Presidents, Hutchins, DeWitt, Padgington, Olson, and Clark, doing a great job out there. Here's a big point after by Castiglioli. This time we get a good snap, ball's down, and he puts it up
Good.
and through. The kick is good. So good stuff by the Presidents, and they cut the lead to 10-7. Great effort by the Presidents there, Barry.
A superb effort, Jim. And if we recall, the Plymouth had the ball for just about 5 minutes. We have 11-minute periods, and now there's 40 seconds left. So Quincy returned the favor, kept the ball for over 5 minutes, moved the ball down the field in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-play drive, 3 first downs, and the big pass to Jorgensen, and then some fine running by J.J.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's the thing again. We talked about it before, the weapons here for the Presidents on that drive. You mentioned number 40, Ian Jorgensen. Great job by the quarterback, Josh Giordani, Niemke, and then that line, the President's line. So President's kickoff here. It's taken right at the 30, and it's going to be brought down just over across the 40. One of the up, number 45, one of the up guys for Plymouth North, Matt Stafford, got it out to about the 47.
All right. 34 seconds left in this period. And,
Tell you, we're looking at a super fourth quarter here, Barry. It's 10-7. 34 seconds left in the third quarter. Atlantic Coast League Championship on the line. This is great stuff on a Friday night at Veteran Stadium, Barry.
a jam-packed Veteran Stadium on a very, very cold night.
Looks like Plymouth North's going to try something
Oh,
here,
my.
and they've got an open man downfield. Oh, a great play by Niemke, who was beaten But at the end there, he did a great job of stripping the ball just as the receiver caught it. No one was expecting that. None of the men in blue were expecting that one. Plymouth North conservative all night, but on that play, Greg Bersari dropped back, and he lofted a beautiful 40-yard spiral down to a guy who had beaten J.J. Niemke, but great closing at the end by Niemke, and he stripped the ball away. A super play by J.J. Niemke.
Fumble!
Ball's on the
Quincy!
floor, and it's covered by number 20 for the Presidents, Roger Palermo. Big defensive play by the Presidents. What a turn of events here, Barry.
A big momentum shift as the Presidents
Watch
who
the
fell
replay.
behind by 10 points, Jimmy. And watch this. This is as a result of a hit. This happens because someone forces that fumble.
And look at
Quincy
that.
quickly
Palermo.
on the ball. Palermo there. And as you say, Jimmy, momentum change. With
Unbelievable.
23 seconds left, the Presidents have the ball.
I'll tell you,
It's in the
Plymouth
third
North,
period.
as that ball came out of the air, it looked like Plymouth North was going to have a guy at the 20-yard line heading into the end zone. He gets stripped, and then the running back in the next play gets stripped, and the Quincy Presidents inside the 50 at the Plymouth North 47. 1st and 10. Giordani fakes to Niemke, going wide right. He's going to try and turn it up. He's got a blocker. And he turns it up and gets out of bounds at about the 40.
Got
There's
flags all
15
over the
clock.
place here, Jim.
Yep. Was that after Giordani went out of bounds?
My hunch is the back judge threw that flag late, but he was, I think, confirming what the other official had called.
Looking
Let's
at a
wait
hold,
to
maybe?
make, but it probably is a hold just by where it took place.
Yeah, it's tough for a downfield blocker to hold his block on a play like that, and sometimes what happens is they hold the man instead. So,
Blocking the back, it looks
yeah,
like.
that is
Against the
call.
blue.
It's a hold. So we're going to go down to the official field mic for the call, but it is a hold. It's going to bring that play back.
Holding against the blue. Still first down.
All right, so it's going to be first down from the Quincy 47. We have 15 seconds left here, Barry. Presidents first and 15. Clock's running. As Giordani in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Thought he saw something. He's trying to get outside, and he cannot.
I believe, Jimmy, that play was developed for him to go to right up the middle with it as a quarterback draw, but it was snuffed out by the Plymouth team and forced Giordani to ad-lib on that particular side. But we find ourselves with the end of the third period and the score Plymouth 10, the Presidents of Quincy High School 7, and a barn burner of a fourth quarter about to come on.
Oh, yeah, it's been a super football game thus far. They played the first half pretty much dead even. Plymouth North with a field goal to take a 3-0 lead. In the third quarter, Plymouth North came out with a nice sustained drive, and the Presidents answered with their own drive. So each team putting 7 points on the board. Both clubs looking like what you would expect here. That's the Atlantic Coast League Championship on the line, and both teams playing like champions thus far, Barry.
Yes, they are, Jim, and this is just what everyone who's here certainly hoped to see, and now see if we can't change the score. Clearly, the Presidents responded to their the biggest deficit, being down 10-0, responded with forcing a fumble and then taking the ball and scoring their touchdown. While we have a chance, Jim, we mentioned the cold and the chill. We hope you're enjoying this game at home. Brought to you by QATV. We want to thank our camera folks that are volunteers tonight. Awfully cold out there, the folks in the truck, and we just hope you're enjoying this as much as we are. Jimmy?
All right, well, in the shotgun, Giordani. He's got a motion man, Palermo. He's looking to his right, fakes right, goes left. Is it Castiglioli or is it Justin Thorley? We'll see. One of our single-digit guys, and he picks up the penalty. He gets it all back there. It was Thorley. Nice job. And we're going to look at 3rd and about 11. He picked up about 6, maybe 7 on the play. So it's going to be 3rd down and 11 here as the Presidents are at about the 47 of Plymouth North. You're right about that, Barry. We don't have all the names, but the real heroes here, the camera crew, they're doing a great job tonight under very tough conditions. Giordani alone in the backfield with Niemke, the motion man. He's going to roll to his right. He's got a couple of guys out there, one of them Niemke, and Niemke holds on, takes it out of bounds just inside the 45 at about the 43, where it's going to bring up a 4th down. And the Presidents are going to have to punt here.
And that's under the philosophy, Jimmy, get the ball to Niemke any way you can. I like the call, and I like the thought process. As it was, you'd pick up a good 6, leaves us with a 4th down situation, and they're discussing this.
Yeah, interestingly, you're right.
Sure.
Quincy has called a timeout here, Barry. I think that they had some success in the first half. I recall that one punt that they did execute in the first half. They pinned Plymouth back inside the 5, although they weren't able to hold them there. And they're going to try it again. They've got Everton DeCastro out there. He's the punter. And Niemke's wide to the right. And I believe Palermo to the left. We'll see if they can pin the ball in. There's no one back for Plymouth North. So Plymouth North not going to have any problems with fumbles or anything. Oh! DeCastro did it again. He dropped it just inside the 10. It took a couple of bounces. And Niemke just could not catch up to it. They had a shot at downing it. That was actually number, let me see, who's down there?
That was Niemke, believe it or not. He does it all.
No, I know it was Niemke.
Oh.
Yeah, he does it all. But I was looking for who the other guy was down there because there were 2 Quincy Presidents who got down there, but they just could not cover the ball.
That's a very difficult play, and as everyone knows, they discussed all the time, football has points on it. It doesn't bounce pure, and you never can be sure which way it's going to go, and in that case, just missed.
Passari at the 20. He's got the full house backfield. They're trying the left side and getting outside. Pickup of about 9. Looks like he's back here. Shamel Shorter feeling a little reinvigorated. He had a quiet 3rd quarter. In the first half, Shamel had 12 carries for 60 yards. J.J. Niemke had 12 carries for a net of 36. So in that battle, Shorter had the better first half, but thus far Niemke, he had the big 3rd quarter, and we hadn't heard from Shorter. So we'll see if Shorter's looking to answer back here as Plymouth North, Passari under center, 2nd and about 1. They give it to Shorter again, and a nice tackle by number 40 for the Presidents, Ian Jorgensen. But I believe he picked up the 1st down. I'll tell you, there's some big hitting going on out there, Barry.
There's an awful lot of big hitting going on out there, and that was a great tackle that nearly stopped them and would have forced a critical 3rd down play. But they were able to pick up just a little bit more than a yard. 1st and 10, 8:55 left to go in the ball game. 10-7 in favor of Plymouth.
Fake to Shorter.
Look
and
out.
Nice run by number 30, John Briard again. Briard, only a sophomore. He's the young man who scored the touchdown there. And a nice job of turning it back and picking up about 12. John Briard. So they've got some talent back there. Briard and Shorter, and then big number 44, Pelvanchi. They're going to be the names we're going to hear in this 4th quarter, Barry. Plymouth North running the clock now, sitting on that lead, and trying to grind out another drive here against this President defense. Got to come up with a stop or a strip here, Barry.
Absolutely, Jim. There's no question of that strategy. And I notice the linebackers are creeping up a little bit more from Quincy now as they...
Wow, Shorter, yep. Nice job over the right side. You're right. That's one thing in the first half we talked about. They had the linebackers back about 4 yards, but you're right. They're a little eager there. I'd like to see them stay back a bit and shoot the gap. They were successful with that, but they get caught up there, and a nice tackle by Castigliola saved a bigger run by Shorter. But This is the
Quickly.
phenomenon we saw in the first half.
And quickly, 3 first downs on this possession after the Presidents had done very, very well in holding Plymouth.
Yeah, we've had runs of 9, 10, and 21 yards back there. So see what happens. They've got a motion man again. They give to the motion man. He's trying to get outside. Is this Briard again? It is.
It is.
And a nice tackle by Roger Palermo.
And then there's the 4th. And I'll tell you, they've got in the huddle and they're deciding what they're going to do. That's 3 consecutive first downs on 3 consecutive plays, Jim. And the Presidents better get in the huddle here and regroup in a hurry.
Yeah, the 3 consecutive 10-yard plus runs. And of the last 5 plays, 4 of them have gone for 10 yards or more. So Presidents, you're right, Barry. They got a button down here. Let's see what happens as Borsari under center, adjusting his backfield. He's got 1 back now and a slot man to the left. There's the motion man again, but they give it to the up back, and a nice tackle by Palermo, taking down big number 44 for Plymouth North, Palvanchi, after a gain of about 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6 from just inside the President 30.
President defense looks over to Coach Bill Reardon, who calls the defensive plays from the sideline. Now Niemke comes over to Reardon, and they're clearing something out. An awful lot of hand signals there, as is the case with the defensive coordinators. And Niemke's back out there.
There's the pitch to Shorter, and a great tackle by number 53 for the Presidents, Frank McMurrow. Snuffed that one out.
Whatever the hand signal was, Jim, I think that Coach Reardon ought to use it again, as he certainly had that play diagnosed.
Yeah, watch the replay and watch number 53, McMurrow, come up, shed the block, and make a great tackle before Shorter could get out of the backfield. They're running a double slot here, Plymouth North is, and they run the slots in motion, and it's been very effective here.
3rd and 10, Jimmy. Let's come up with a stop for the Presidents right here, as I clearly think they're out of kicking range here. I like their kicker, but not into this wind.
Got the double slot again. There's Shorter in motion. The give
Sweep.
to Briette. He sheds 2 tackles there, but the 3rd tackle gets him. Number 56 for the Presidents, Pat Stroud, with the stop. And that was a loss on that play. So it's going to bring up 4th and 11. And you're right, they're at the 31. Looks like, Barry, I think they might be going for it here.
Well,
Basari?
you probably wouldn't punt in this situation, Jim.
You're not gonna
There's
gain
no
much,
way
you're
you're
right.
going to. A high school kid kicks a field goal in this, then we can bring the bus up for Division I. So against the wind in this position. So here we go.
At the
4th
full
and
house
11.
backfield, Basari calling signals. He's back. There's pressure.
It's
They
that
float it
screen
out to the
play.
right. They've got it set up nicely. They've got the blocks.
And he's
they're gonna
short,
tackle
fumble.
Just short.
Fumble, and Quincy comes up with the ball anyway. It will be the President's ball, Jim.
I'll tell you, what
If
a play
If
that
he's
was.
down, it's not a first down. If it's a fumble, Quincy has the ball anyway. So there they go, and a nice stop by the Presidents when they needed it. 5:13 left in the final quarter. They're trailing by 3 in the championship
Here's the
game.
replay, folks. Watch this. Here's the pitch. They let the fake, rather. They let the screen set up. They get it outside, and rumbling down the right side he goes. Now at the end here, you see the hit, Castigliola, and big number 50 for the Presidents. We've talked about him a lot, Mark Hutchins. They made the strip, and the Presidents covered. So Barry was right. They stopped them short of the first down in any event, but also they covered the fumble. So it's 1st and 10 for the Presidents from the 21. Clock could be a factor here, Barry. We're at 5:13 in the 4th quarter.
Last time the Presidents went on a scoring drive, it took them 5 minutes and 4 seconds. Let's hope they do that again.
Here's the pitch to Niemke. He's got some room. He gets outside. Down the sideline he goes. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 40. A great run by Niemke. Some great blocking by the Presidents. And a little excitement over there on the sidelines. Watch the replay.
It's a little exciting.
There's the pitch. Niemke gets outside. Nice individual effort. Watch him tiptoe here a bit, and he picks up an extra 4 yards or so along the sideline. Great job by Niemke. Nicely designed play. They called him out at the 38. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Presidents. From the 38. Giordani in the shotgun. He's got 2 slots this time. Palermo in motion. They look left. They try to get it outside. That's going to be incomplete. A little nervous. They might call that a lateral, but they did not.
Whatever it was delivered with authority. I'll tell you that. There was no one going to step in front of that, and which is a wise thing on a pass that could be tapped by an interior lineman. But that ball was delivered.
Yeah, Niemke just couldn't hold on to it. He had some blocks set up. It was a nicely designed play. He was in the slot there and ready to go, but it did not happen. So it's going to be 2nd and 10, and we're at 5:01 from the 38. Giordani gives to Niemke on the left side. He's got blocks, and he's out across the 45 to about the 47. Super running following number 72, his big lineman, Ed DeWitt, one of the captains. Watch the replay here as he just goes over the left side. Nothing fancy there. Roger Palermo's sticking his head in there and getting a block. Nothing fancy there, just a little version of Quincy.
Well,
President's
3rd and 3 here,
football, Barry.
Jim. 3rd and 3. Let's hope the Presidents pick this up and don't get themselves into a decision-making situation where they might have to use a timeout. It'd be nice to pick up the 1st down here, keep the drive going. Offside.
Yep. We're going to have a procedure call there as someone missed the either missed the count or misheard something.
That is an unfortunate and a critical mistake at an important time here.
Dead ball.
False start.
False start on the blue. 5 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
There's a big difference, Jim, between 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 8 at this juncture of the ball game at midfield. So now the Presidents clearly have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they've got to change the play, and they have. Giordani comes in with a new play. They're at about their 42. And as they come up to the line, the free safety for Plymouth North is tying his shoe. Let's see what happens. Giordani's got Niemke in the backfield. He's got a slot right. Palermo in motion. That's the quick one over the middle to Jorgensen. He missed him, though. And you're right. It's now, there's 3:47 left. It's 4th down, and it looks like they've already made the decision. They're going to go for it. It's a tough point in the game here, Barry, especially with this Plymouth North running game. So,
well, this is the stuff that they sell bottles of Tums for. I'm sure Bob Noble looked up, but he made it. He made the decision very quickly, didn't use the timeout. It's 4th and 7, Jimmy. The ball on the 47-yard line, 3:47 left in.
yep,
Here we go.
A big play here. Let's hope it's the first of a few more, but they split Palermo wide to the left. They've got a motion man coming back. Giordani fakes to Niemke. Over the middle, he's got Jorgensen for the 1st down. Ian Jorgensen, the big guy, took it in from a beautifully delivered ball from Giordani. He takes it in, and he gets the 1st down at the Plymouth North 42. Great play by the Presidents. You got to give them
Jimmy,
credit there.
One of the things that maybe he made the decision so quick was I think he went in and told him run it again, because that's the same play. It just didn't work the last time. This time they had a couple of extra seconds. Giordani delivered a strike, and first down for the Presidents, 3:19.
Yep, Giordani under center. Palermo in motion to the left. They're going to pitch it to Niemke right. He's outside. He's got some room, and he's going to go out of bounds at about the 32. Nice job. He stops the clock with 3:05 left, and the Presidents moving the ball, Barry. There's going to be some excitement here in these final 3 minutes at Veterans Stadium as the Presidents are down at the Plymouth North 32 with a 1st and 10 and a little momentum. Looks like they're going to take time out and measure here. Thought they had the 1st down, but let's see.
Well, I thought they did as well, Jimmy. But but I'm not sure that Bob Noble is too upset about this measurement at this point. Gives him a chance to think things over. There's certainly plenty of time left, and the measurement, I guess, certainly is called for. So we'll just see what excitement here. The folks are on their feet at the stadium, and the senior-laden presidents very poised right now, Jim. Very poised. They've been playing behind the whole game, but you have to just comment on these are high school kids, and they're just getting it done when they have to.
Looks like they're going to be short by about a foot. So what that's going to do, the significance of that is it means an extra play to get the first down, so a little more time off the clock, but we'll see what happens here. But you're right about that. They've shown tremendous poise. There's been some great leadership by Josh Giordani, the senior quarterback. Great leadership on the defensive end of the ball by Niamke. A couple of the other ball players out there who've had great evenings for themselves. And then Ian Jorgensen, who's come up with some big plays as well as playing great defensively. There's just been a lot of names to talk about. Palermo, the linemen. It's been a super effort by the Presidents, and let's hope they can sustain this particular drive. They're trailing 10-7 with 3 minutes to go here in this ACL championship game.
Well, the chains had to come from one side of the field to the other side of the field and back again. Gave both teams a little chance to regroup here. Both coaches were working their players, and here we go, Jim.
Niamke in the backfield. Giordani's got 4 receivers. He's got 3 right, and then he's got Palermo wide left. Calling signals. He's got a motion man, Banks. And Giordani for the first down and a few more. Inside the 30 to about the 27. So Josh Giordani picks up the first down, and the Presidents, you see Giordani's just going to take the seam here and get that first down. Nice job by Josh Giordani.
Quite frankly, that's the important thing to do, and Jimmy, I'm glad that they picked that up there. Gets that out of the way, and now we find ourselves on the 26-yard line with the 2:34 clock running.
They're on the right hash. They got a lot of room over on the left side for J.J. Niamke. Let's see if they go that way. Giordani calling signals. No, they give it a Palermo left. He turns it up inside. He's down to about the 18. Nice job by the Presidents. The fake to Niamke, a counter to Palermo. And he gets inside the 20 down to about the 17.
Great
Watch
fake
the
here.
replay.
You pick it up late, but it was a great fake. Looked like they were coming this way and then counted back, Jimmy. That's why they call it a counter play. They had all the linemen moving this way. Looked like Giordani was heading off on one of his rollouts, and then he tucked it back in for the counter play, which worked very, very successfully.
On that replay, though, you did see Barry, the center, Steve Olson pulling. You saw big number 5'4" out there. Got a great block to free up Palermo. Turned it up and got inside the 17. I'll tell you, there's great excitement here. We're down to, I look very excited there, don't I, Barry? We're down. We can go back to the field now, men. We're down to 2:10. And the Plymouth North squad called the timeout here. They've got to regroup. Very interesting stuff here, Barry. We're 2:10, second down, 1 to go. The clock running down on Plymouth North. I'm sure they're talking about that component too, because.
And I'm going to just step aside here to try to set the scene. I'm not sure that Quincy has a field goal as an option, because I think I'm going to check with the athletic director Ed Miller off the air here, but I think a tie. Quincy must win, is what I understand.
That's correct.
And Jack Raymer, who's joined us in the booth, and Ed Miller both nod. So the folks who are setting that up at home, the field goal for a tie is not an option.
Giordani calling signals, and looks like they're going to have an offside here. We're going to pick up the first down and a few more off the cadence of Josh Giordani. So we expect that at least. Yes, so the Presidents are going to be down at the, it's going to be about the 12-yard line. I'll tell you, Barry, you can't ask for more here.
Oh, that's the fourth first down of the drive. And let me clarify that, Jim. A field goal and a tie would put them into an overtime period, just so we don't leave the folks at home.
No, but you're correct, though, however, that if a tie is not going to do it for the president. So, but we're first and 10 from the 12. Giordani fakes the pitch, turns it up, he's got room, and he's in for the touchdown! Josh Giordani for the touchdown run of 12 yards, and the Quincy Presidents take the lead with 2:05 to go.
All night long they've been running that, and he's been pitching, and he's been throwing in the empty. And tonight he holds on. Here's the replay, Jim. He keeps it this time. Watch the fake right there.
And look at the block by Roger Palermo, who just buried that linebacker, and then it was nothing but green for Josh
2 minutes
Giordani.
and 5 seconds left, 13-10, the Presidents.
What a super turn of events. So this point after is big now. Castigliola can take the field goal away as an option. Here's the snap, ball down. The kick is no good. No good. So that's big, because that leaves the field goal as an option for Plymouth North, Barry. But I'll tell you, we don't want to take anything away from the excitement and the tenacity of the Quincy Presidents, who just marched down the field, led by their senior quarterback, Josh Giordani. And as I said, Roger Palermo absolutely buried a linebacker there to open it up for Giordani. So great stuff by these Quincy Presidents seniors on offense. And they get on the field against Plymouth North and take the lead here.
And all over this stadium, I'm glad they have a shot of the band. The people are standing up in front of us. They've huddled in blankets. This is what they came for, particularly on this side of the stands. The opportunity for the Presidents to get in the Super Bowl tournament for their first time in Quincy High School history. They did win a GBL championship prior to the Super Bowl being instituted, and so Bob Noble has them here. They're poised with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left and a 3-point lead. So,
yeah,
hold on.
Hank Conroy's teams in 1969 and 1970 turned the trick. Coach Bob Noble looking to do the same here, and there's the kickoff. They go all the way down to the 15 here, and Plymouth North right up the wedge. Big run back.
Fumble!
The field, but it looks like it was covered by Plymouth North at the 40.
Wow.
So Plymouth North is going to start at their 40. But again, the tackling of the Presidents, they've done a nice job tonight of stripping that ball. They did again. Watch the replay, Barry.
Well, do I have to? My heart is in my mouth, Jim.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
This one here, the ball laid there for just a fraction of a second, and I thought the Presidents had it. There's the hit.
25.
Ball
with the
is
strip.
loose.
A great
there
job.
Well,
by
here comes Plymouth.
Everton DeCastro on the strip, but here we go. This is it. They got Castigliola about 15 yards back at free safety. They get it outside to the right. And down the sideline he goes. Nicely designed play. We have not seen Alan Fernandez before in the backfield. He was a split end on that play. He took the ball down. Where'd they mark him out? At about the 47.
So that's
We're
a
at 150. The clock stopped.
13-yard gain, and he ran out of bounds. So Plymouth's got to like that play.
Okay. Vasari calling signals. He's got a motion man. Here's the quick hitter up the middle, and a nice job by the Presidents.
Clock running.
Yep, you're right.
Someone's signaling a timeout. Assume it to be Plymouth North, and that is correct.
I'll tell you, that was Ed DeWitt on the tackle, Barry, a name we haven't talked enough about, but he's done a super job along with the other interior linemen of the Presidents.
I'm not sure, Jim, we have the replay on that, but a President defensive player just about had his hand on that ball as the back broke through the line. Again, almost causing another fumble.
Yeah, they're over on the right hash mark. We're taking a look at the flag. It's blowing, but the tree near it isn't blowing as much. I know it's cooled off a lot. I think the wind conditions have calmed a bit here. And here comes
Second and
Basari
7.
and Plymouth North. 2nd and 7, 1:44 to go. Here's the snap. He's looking down the right side. There's pressure. There's pressure. And that ball is incomplete. A great job again. We just talked about him, Ed DeWitt. And number 40 was back there with him. A guy who we've also talked about, Ian Jorgensen, the 2 seniors, putting great pressure on Basari. And that brings up a 3rd and 7, a big 3rd down play here, Barry. Of course, they're in 4 down territory because we're at 135, but 3rd and 7.
Well, here we go, Jim. We've set the scene a number of times, so let's let the play.
Basari with a double slot. Here it is again. They're trying to get it outside, and they cannot. A great tackle by number 20, Roger Palermo, assisted by number 50, Hutchins, and that brings up a 4th down.
No gain.
Plymouth North calls the timeout. They're going to need about 5 here. 4th and 5, 1:25 to go. President's leading 13-10. This game is all you hope for, Barry. All you could hope for.
All you could hope for and more, folks, for $3. And high school sports at its best. Just hope you're enjoying it as much as we're enjoying bringing to you. It's just wonderful display by high school athletes here. And the stage is set, 4th and 6.
You alluded to this earlier, Barry. Every person in front of us in the stand standing. There's a lot of excitement out there. I'd love to get a crowd shot, but there's a lot of excitement in this stadium right now. Is this play here, hopefully, because we're hoping the Presidents come up with a stop, but this play here is a big one and could determine the champion of the Atlantic Coast League. So the Presidents are out there. They're ready to go. They're fired up. Plymouth North still talking on their sideline.
Jimmy, in the past, in these situations, they've gone to the screen. They've used it twice with good success. They've capitalized on the President's enthusiasm for the particular play. So here we go.
And I'm
Take
sure
it away.
that during that timeout, Coach Blakeman called 2 or 3 plays here. So here we go, folks. They've got a slot man, a backfield, and a little confusion, and another timeout.
That's it. And quickly, Billy Reardon, is out to talk to his defense. He got a look at what Plymouth came out in. He's halfway out to the field now. He's talking, setting it up.
That looked like it might have been designed too. You're right. Not only did Marl get a look at what Plymouth North was in, but Plymouth North took a look at the Quincy defense, and I think Basari, although they just said they're out of timeout, so that's interesting. I'm wrong then, because clearly I'm sure that Coach would like them to have another timeout. So we're at 1:25. No more timeouts for Plymouth North, which is going to be a factor here.
4th and 6th, and look at the kids and the fans from Quincy High and the players on the sidelines and the coaches, and everyone is exhorting one another here. Here we go, Jim.
Here we go. Basari comes out under center. The lone back is Calvanci. He's got a motion man. Everybody's to the right. Basari looks to the right. Now there's pressure, and he's taken down at about the 50. Palermo at number 56, Pat Stroud, I believe, on the tackle. A huge play by the Presidents.
That is the first sack of the day, Jimmy, for the Presidents, and
Here's
it could
the
not
replay.
have come at a better time as the Presidents sack Plymouth on their attempt to pick up the 6 yards. He drops like a sack of potatoes pulled from behind, and the Presidents are just wild with glee on their sideline. Hope we can get some pictures of that. 1:20 left here. There's no timeouts for Plymouth. Let's have good snaps, and we're on our way to the Super Bowl tournament.
I'll tell you, that was number 56, who was only a sophomore, Pat Stroud, who made that tackle. He was assisted by Palermo, who fleshed out Basari, but Stroud got in there and made the hit. I'm sure a big thrill for the sophomore.
One play down, Jim. The clock is running. 1 minute straight up on the Presidents.
I'll tell you, what a super effort by the Quincy Presidents. They showed grittiness. They showed talent, diversity. This is quite a win for the Presidents.
Come from behind win, too. They trailed the whole ball game. They trailed 3-0, 10-0. 42 seconds now. The clock is running. Second snap. That should do it. If they don't get the ball set here.
I think we're going to have one more. Looks like we're going to have one more. I'll tell you, Barry.
Ball is set, and they're just exuberant here in the stands. And I see they're getting pictures. And
Coach Noble just got ducked with a bucket of ice water. So he's completely soaked.
And doesn't look bothered by it.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him
Here's
and
the
his
final
staff.
play.
This is it, is right. Look at the jubilation here.
There you go.
There
you
it
see
is.
everybody erupt. And the Quincy Presidents, led by their captain and quarterback, Josh Giordani, derail the Plymouth North Express here at Veterans Stadium tonight with a super come-from-behind 13-10 victory. And with it, the Atlantic Coast League Championship. So congratulations to Bob Noble and to the Quincy High School Presidents. What a great season they've had. I'll tell you, there you see as they line up to shake hands. Look at all the smiling faces. There you see Big Ian Jorgensen, number 40. All the kids out there lining up to shake Plymouth North hands. Plymouth North, which has been a juggernaut in the Atlantic Coast League, derailed tonight by the Presidents. Very impressive win, Barry.
Well, an extremely impressive win. And keep in mind that Plymouth North came in here after handily defeating a great Whitman-Hanson team, which we saw Quincy play earlier in the year last week, 28-0. So I hope that the magnitude of this win by the senior-laden Quincy High School team, and certainly they were led by their seniors. If we start giving out game balls, we'll certainly screw up here, and we'll leave someone that off the list that probably deserves one. So let's just say a tip of our hat to all of the fine Presidents tonight. They'll be playing in postseason because of this win tonight. As folks know, North Quincy, the Thanksgiving game is still coming up, but North Quincy is not a league game. They are in separate leagues, so that's why we can say with certainty that this is our league champion here. There are no other games to be played in this league that matter. This was the one. The focus of the league was on Veterans Memorial Stadium here tonight, and coming from behind, the Quincy High School Presidents are the league champions and are going to the tournament.
I'll tell you, it's quite a thrill. I do know you allude to North Quincy in the Thanksgiving Day game. It's been a tough year for the Red Raiders, and there is nothing they'd enjoy more than derailing this Quincy High squad on Thanksgiving Day. But you're right, Quincy knows they're playing 2 more games. They're going to be here at Veterans Stadium against the Red Raiders, and then they're going to play in the Super Bowl as the representative of the Atlantic Coast League. So quite a thrill for the Quincy Presidents. Great ball game, great performance. You see them coming off the field. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing for the high school, the entire environment up at Quincy High, as the Quincy Presidents are going to go to the Super Bowl.
And I'm not sure what they're doing in the truck. They're going to stay with this for a while. We'll let the pitchers tell the story, and then they'll probably tell us when to sign off. But I don't think there's a whole lot wrong with watching what's going on now.
Yeah, what we're going to do, though, we will wrap it up, Barry. George Capadonna, Bill Early, and Chris Potter are 3 names we do know, and of course executive producer Betty Campbell. But we hope you'll watch as they roll the credits for our camera people tonight, who did an outstanding job in very tough conditions.
And
so,
Jimmy, can I slip one in?
go ahead.
Just want to congratulate my daughter and her husband Chris, who had a baby girl today.
That's
first
right.
great child.
I apologize for my dereliction and not congratulating the proud grandfather here, Barry Welch. Stacy had her first child, and that's a great thing. So congratulations for that. So it's been a nice day in the Welch household. Great day in the Noble household, and all the Quincy High presidents here are delighted. They're down on the field now. You see the huddle. Coach Noble talking to the teams and their families. So we're going to sign away here. It's been great bringing you this game. Tremendous excitement. We are going to be here on Thanksgiving. We're looking forward to an exciting game then, too. And who knows, we may get over to the Super Bowl, Barry.
Well, I'm sure that with the way that the new format works now, Jim, which has been in effect for at least 2 years, I believe, is that there will be a game played on the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. And then then after that, the winners of those games advance to play either Saturday or Sunday. So there could be 3 games left in this president's schedule, and that's what we certainly hope, because we will would love to broadcast them. So long from Veterans Memorial Stadium, Jim.
Yeah, we want to thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the coverage, and we want to thank our entire crew from Quincy Access Television as we say goodnight from Veterans Stadium, where the final score was the Quincy High Presidents 13, Plymouth North Eagles 10. Good night from Quincy Veterans Stadium, home of the Atlantic Coast League champion Quincy Presidents.